My name's Billy.
My name's Ed.
We're from MHPRG Ghost Hunters. I'm the head founder.
And I'm a ghost hunter.
Tonight we're going on an investigation in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Right now we're in Adams. We have, like you said, you got Ed, myself, Sandra, my daughter, my cousin Kathy, and Ryan, camera guy right now. You have anything to say, Ryan?
Tonight we have been to this place before, but we are going back. There was quite a bit of activity there when we were there the first time. So with us heading back there, hopefully we can catch more of what happened.
Catch more? Yeah, I'm the one who got scratched.
You can let him know that. Yeah, there was an incident last time we were there with Eddie. First time being there, as a matter of fact. He heard this growl sound. Actually, we heard the growl sound after we did the rewound it and checked the back on it, and you could hear a growl sound, a major, nasty one, and you could hear Eddie go, ow, pretty much. Isn't that what you said?
Yep.
And then so when he checked his back, he had this weird marking on his back, and it was getting red as we speak.
I return.
So hopefully we can catch something bigger and better tonight.
Or maybe it could happen again. Not that I wanted to.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Let's see what happens tonight.
Yep.
Nonetheless, when you guys can actually test it, they'll tell me whether or not there's any truth to it. Alright.
Let him talk.
Now there's supposedly some phrase that allows you to open up various gates, or various portals, things like that. Whether or not this is actually true is yet to be tested, professionally by me. First, there's a phrase called Zazaz Zazaz, Nasat Nadas Zazaz. This is supposedly an old Western, old mythos and whatnot. Supposedly opens the gate to hell, but under an occultic term, it's more like a connection to the abyss, using terms like that. These things can usually excite certain entities, things of that nature. But it seems like in this room, it's almost like hard to breathe. Well, that's what I'm sensing right now. It's like, when you're trying to breathe in, it's like draining for me. That's what I'm seeing a lot with this. When I used to come up here a little while ago, I used to stand over here. Supposedly they took pictures and there was a lot of little white orbs around me. Whether or not you see them after this, you might want to let me know. Now, other things you want to bear in mind, at least as far as demonic activity. If you're walking through an enemy and you come through a cold spot, through an area, you come through a cold spot, record the temperature. If you see any very strange anomaly as far as the number is concerned, like it is exactly 22.2 degrees, or any series of the same number, you have to be very watchful of that, because that's almost a guaranteed demonic activity. Now, we've always had assumptions about this right here, at least Cheryl, myself, and all of our other friends. As far as I'm aware, this dollhouse is some type of connection to a different portal towards whatever you would prefer to call it. Now, like for instance, right in here, there's a certain feel to this material that you can just, it's almost like a repulsive type of deal, like it's almost like electric. Yeah. Like, if you go down through here, you can check for different temperatures. Different spots are extremely important as well. And also the age of the thing also tells you a lot about it. Now, if you're talking about a demon, it'll usually attach itself to something that reflects its qualities. And a demon's qualities are as irrational as you can imagine. Sometimes it can be something as stupid as like a child's thing. That's where the whole, cliche of, the child being possessed by a demon came into play that you see over and over in movies. But for the most part, when experimenting with demons, the best thing you have to watch, some of the most important things are, of course, the series of numbers, the temperature, the lights, and the time of day. Now, most demonic activity will get strongest at around 3 p.m. This is all 3 a.m. Forgive me. It's kind of like a bastardization of the time of Christ's death, supposedly. But the magic quality of this is supposedly that 3 a.m. is related to the number 3, which is one of the strongest numbers when it comes to demonistic activity. Now, walking through here, you can feel your legs getting a little bit weaker too, just by walking from here to here. And right here is where you feel that problem with breathing. Like if anybody wants to step over there, go for it, but just it seems like, I'm having difficulty breathing at this exact spot.
I'll be here.
Go for it, careful. It's like somewhere over here. It's like, you know, it's like when you're trying to breathe
Yeah,
in.
right in this area here.
It's like you feel it, and it's like it stops. Like pretty much like right here.
Yeah,
somewhere
right in the
there.
center of your chest, from where your lungs, between your lungs and throat there.
Yep. When it drops down, like you can feel it. It's like there's just a lot more heaviness here. It's almost like your energy is slightly being drained, if you can tell what I mean.
Mine kind of feels the same way over here. My purse just like fell right down off me, and I didn't even move it at my arm at all.
Oh yeah. Here's another important thing for you to watch as well. As far as stuff like that, when dealing with demons, the biggest thing you have to watch out for is just like energy draining type of things. It's like, you know, you just get lightheaded, you'll get very weak, very fatigued. And another key thing is it's almost always like things that are your peripheral vision you'll see. Like white, you know, something white like over there or something like that. You'll see that almost all the time when dealing with demons. Other things you got to watch out for is their aggressiveness. That's really, because they can be extremely aggressive if they want to be. And they almost always are aggressive towards people. Not all the time.
You were saying, just to let everybody know about the scratching, please. Could you explain what, so the viewers will understand what that scratch mark was?
The scratch mark itself, the symbology of it resembles something similar to what's known as Choronzon, a demonic entity. Not really one entity, but it's reflective of the demons of the Abyss.
Keep the flashlight down, please.
Now, the Abyss itself is supposedly the dwelling place of demons. Now, this is all, of course, under Electrocrolian understanding. It was an old magician that lived back in the 1920s, even earlier than that. But what's important about that symbol is that it was shaped in a triangle, however, with 4 different dots on it.
That's correct.
Now, this was extremely similar to the symbol of Choronzon, which happens to be 3 triangles that are all interlaced within each other, similar to, say, the Triforce from Ocarina of Time. Sometimes it's also reversed, so that you see the 2 on top and 1 on the bottom. Now, the symbol itself was very similar to this, but the other important factor that makes me believe that there's some demonic activity here is the temperature drop. For instance, there was a temperature, an electronic one downstairs, that dropped and stayed for almost 3 hours at 303.3 degrees. That's extremely important, because 333 is a number that is specifically related to Choronzon, supposedly the entities of the Abyss. Other things you've got to worry about, though, when it comes to those type of numbers, is that the same consecutive number always speaks of what type of entity you're dealing with. Also watch for the orbs. For instance, like it's been said that there's white orbs up here, turning to yellow from time to time. White and yellow are also very strongly related to demonology. The size of them is also important. For instance, it was explained to me also the orb supposedly went in a rotation, such as this.
As if it was circling my head, is what I was told.